Happy Tuesday, everybody. I'm Amanda Head, the Hollywood Conservative, and this is your Hollywood Minute. So I know that there is I think probably a small fraction of people, actually we have the numbers as far as the small fraction, but a small contingent of people in America who think that Joe Biden is either doing a great job or they don't think he's doing a great job, but they're willing to forgive it because thank God we don't have mean tweets anymore. These are the people who voted out Donald Trump. They were willing to basically take anyone other than Donald Trump. Weak-minded people who were offended at mean tweets, basically is what it boils down to. It was a vote of personality and not a vote of policy. And we unfortunately are seeing that now. And this is something that I've talked about much of this year and most of last year as well. All of this year, much of last year. The three I's that I think are going to play the biggest role going into midterms. Indoctrination, so all of this woke crap with our kids, inflation, and immigration. Now, when I first started talking about this, inflation was not nearly as bad as what it is now. Gas prices had not spiked to what they have now. So I think that that's going to play an even bigger role. But I wanted to bring up this new Rasmussen report poll that I believe was last week. Yeah. It was the week ending June, whatever that was on Friday. So it found that Joe Biden's approval is at 38%. So it is sort of a record low for him. It ties his previous record low. It shows that 74% believe that the country is on the wrong track, while only 21% think that the country is on the right track. Who are these 21% people? Who are these people who think that our country is doing well? Our country's economy is literally actively being destroyed because of people like that, because of weak-minded people who couldn't handle a few aggressive tweets. Let's break down the numbers a little more. 38% of women approve of Biden's presidency. Only 53% of Black voters approve of Joe Biden, while 42% of Black voters disapprove. Guys, there's a video that I saw this weekend that was a mashup of like man on the street style interviews with voters at gas stations. And this must have been in an urban area because all of the respondents were Black and every single one of them were begging for Trump to be back. Because regardless of how you felt about his personality, you have to admit that our country was doing swimmingly well under him economically, even though I disagree with a lot of the spending. So according to 538, at this point in his first term, other than Gerald Ford, who was not elected and subsequently pardoned Richard Nixon, Joe Biden is the most unpopular president in the history of modern polling. On this same day in his term, former President Donald Trump's overall average approval rating was 41.5%. That's 3.5% over Joe Biden. Biden currently sits at just his overall rating was 38%, but his overall average is 40.2%. So when you realize that Trump was facing billions of dollars in corporate media generated lies against him, Russia collusion hoax, etc., while Biden enjoys billions upon billions of dollars in corporate media protection, those numbers are even more striking. Yes, I absolutely agree. When you consider how much the mainstream media criticized Trump, and we all saw the numbers, I think most of the surveys or most of the studies found that 96% of Trump coverage on mainstream media was negative coverage. I mean, he was facing an uphill battle on nearly every front, not to mention the uphill battle that he was facing trying to accomplish things with Republicans who were actively fighting against him. You know who they are, and you better primary them, and you better vote against them. So it's going to be an interesting midterm. It's going to be an interesting 4th of July. I think there are going to be some announcements made. We'll see how that goes. Head over to my website, thehollywoodconservative.us. Sign up for my daily emails. Go to MyPillow and use my promo code Hollywood. See you tomorrow.